Hey folks, Bernakevitch here with All Points Design. That's allpointsdesign.ca. And today we're talking about the Oregon State University Permaculture template for the Permaculture Design Certificate. And we're looking at the water assignment. So the water assignment starts with the water survey. And in the water survey, we're trying to get a sense of where does the water come from for your site and where does it go to? So where does it come from in terms of your drinking water? Where does it come from in terms of your rainwater? Snowfall, rainfall, hail, sleet, dew, wherever that water collects and in whatever way, we want to make sure that's captured. So there may be some different sources of water. If you're in subtropical or tropical climes, or sometimes polar climes, or even arid climes, you may find that fog or dew is actually a really important type of water. And if you're in water abundant places, you probably don't even think of those things, but they may or may not be there. So on our first slide, if we go back to our original, you'll see that we've got the water survey, drinking water source, and wastewater source, or wastewater in terms of where it comes from, where it goes. I think we all know where it comes from, but where it goes. Now, you may be like me where there was actually too much information to fit on one slide, which is great. So you just split it up. I split it up into two. So I found a wonderful image that really shows my entire watershed basin. And that's actually the next assignment. So this is getting a jump on it. Just to understand, where does my water come from? So if you can find great imagery, fantastic. If not, you may have to create it yourself or describe it yourself. Not every place in the world has this type of imagery. I was lucky Calgary did. And this is the river, the Bow River Basin. It gives me a sense of where we are in the world. And then as usual, if you have any imagery that has a map, make sure to put your design site on it. Really important. And then I just took a look where my drinking water came from. So it started at the ocean, came into storms, then it rained down on, or then it came down on trees. Trees then soaked it up, they desalinated it. And as they were evapotranspirating, little organic nuclei came out from usually the underside of the leaves and evapotranspirated up. They ended up being killed through UV radiation and became the nuclei for clouds. And as they moved inland, there was enough of them, or it got cold enough, or there was enough pressure to precipitate down. And that rinse and repeated all the way from the coast out here, came inland, finally got to high enough areas to where we were on the divide of my watershed, came in as snow and ice and glaciers, melts during spring and throughout the year, and flows down on the Bow River, comes to the Bears Paw Reservoir, and then the Bears Paw Water Treatment Plant, and then comes through municipal piping down to my site, comes out in faucets and spigots. So if you have an urban site, chances are you'll have something like this. If you have a rural site, chances are you'll be taking a look at your wells, your depths, your recharge rate, your pumping rates, all of those great things. There's great examples on the examples in the master slide. So just down here, in terms of drinking water, drilled wells, depths, water found at what, all of that is really important pieces to take in. And then on the wastewater side, let's just go back. Actually, I have another excellent image that I put in here about water treatment process that I found. And on the wastewater side, you want to give us a sense of where that wastewater goes to. So there's 3 different wastewater treatment plants in Calgary. I took a look at how it was treated and then talked about the biosolids and where they went. Similarly, if you're in a rural site, you're going to be taking a look at the septic system, the leach field, the maintenance, things of that nature. Make sure to jot all that down. This is a great example of colored bolding that really helps the reader and you, when you go back, take a look at what's necessary and really drill down to detail. So please continue to use specific bolding. As we take a look here, we're taking a look at rainfall and snowfall, and you'll see some of that bolding. So highest one-day event, rainfall, snowfall, precip. I make a note that snowfall can be 10 to 5x the volume of the spatial volume of the total amount of actual liquid volume. So 10 centimeters of snow can be anywhere between 1 to 2 centimeters of water, all depending on the heaviness of that snowfall. And taking a look at Chinook winds, every month of the year, you can receive snow as long as hail. And this is a great example here. I should probably bold snow, so that way it's very clear. Major impacts. So Calgary is quite commonly getting heavy once in 100-year floods, and there was one in 2005 and 2013, which just goes to show that that type of statistical titling is actually not all that useful for lay folks. But anyways, that's a whole other tangent. And I just want to take a look at this heavy snowfall and rainfall, talking about the armored and denatured nature of that river watershed again. Because that river is so armored, a good amount of what would normally come off mountains and actually spread out into the foothills and the prairies actually goes directly to Calgary. And because most city settlements, most human settlements are around floodplains and water, we tend to put ourselves directly in the floodplain. Finally, we're taking a look at roofing. So what's the roofing of both? Metal roofing, shingles, how old are they? When were they replaced? Things of that nature. And then we take a look at our SWOT analysis again. So when we take a look at our SWOT analysis as before, just make sure to do that specific bolding so it really pops out. And I've been noticing a lot of folks are not necessarily increasing or decreasing their font size to make sure that it fills up the area. So just make sure to make it a size that really fills it up. Same thing with your conclusion. This started off around, I think, 25, but we want to make sure that it's really filled out. And there you go. There's your water survey. Looking forward to seeing you folks in the next tutorial.